All right. So I'm going to do a full breakdown on connectedness. Connectedness, the strength of connectedness, what I call the eternal perspective strength. So what I'm going to share with you real quick is a complete breakdown on how the connectedness strength works on its own. How do you build confidence using that strength? How do you build relationships with that strength? How do you build a network marketing or a coaching business specifically with the connectedness strength? What is how can we get more organized using the connectedness strength, right? What is the absolute worst way to use connectedness? And if we're using it that way, how do we shift back into the best way? And what if connectedness is low for you? How do you use it then? So during this training, this video here, I'll break it down completely, and you'll be able to start seeing more results with your connectedness strength. Now, a couple of quick things before I start here. Understand that strengths is how we do everything best. And when we do everything our way, that is the best way to do it, and ultimately give us results and joy. Results and joy is where you see things get better, like more money, better relationships, improved health, and you enjoy the process because you're doing it with your strengths. So if you haven't taken the strengths assessment yet, let me know in the comments. I'll send you the link to do that. Connectedness, if you go to Gallup's description, by the way, you're not going to get any Gallup training here. If you want Gallup training, go to Gallup. But first off, when you go to the description for connectedness, actually, I don't even have it memorized anymore, but essentially it's people that have connectedness high, see the value in the link between all things, right? Or the way I simply put it, they say that all things happen for a reason. Right. I'm for people with high connectedness, I'm going to teach you to say this instead of saying all things happen for a reason, say all things happen for us. Right. This is going to be a more accurate description of the connectedness strength. So when a person has connectedness high, it's a strength to lean on the fact that all things are happening for you because there's an eternal perspective. That means that you're not just living life for today, you're living life for beyond today, beyond this life. You're making decisions that are eternal decisions, right? So you want to make sure that everything you do honors that perspective. And then also knowing that everything you go through, whether it's good or bad, successes and failures, it all has value in the eternal perspective. And when you have connectedness high, you lean on this belief, knowing that no matter what you do, it's going to benefit you. So it's better to do than to not do. When people have this strength low, I'll talk about what happens, and so on. So understanding that principle means that you simply do things. You do. Doing things is what brings joy and results. Not doing things doesn't bring anything. Right? So like avoiding, things that you need to be done or people you need to talk to or whatever. So let's talk about how connectedness can help us to build confidence. Now remember, you can't build confidence by sitting staring at a wall. You can't build confidence by looking in a mirror saying you're amazing, the world needs you. It doesn't work like that. We have to do things, right? And then do them consciously focusing on our strengths. So that when we see results, we can say, oh, I saw those results while doing things with my strengths. And when you see results doing things with your strengths, that's what builds confidence. And so when we're looking at the connectedness strength and how it does it, what you get to do is say, I get to try things, even if I don't know if it's going to work or not. I get to try things, even though I don't know if it's going to work or not. This is why I refer to connectedness as an accepting strength. It literally says, I've got to go try things, regardless of whether or not it's going to work. It's not a crystal ball. In fact, we don't have that, right? There's no crystal ball strength. So when you have connectedness high, it's like leaning on the fact that you don't know and only knowing that no matter what, it's going to benefit you. It's not saying, well, I'm looking forward to experiencing pain because it'll benefit me. That's not what connectedness is. It's saying, I get that I'm going to try something and it might work and it might not work. I might have a great experience. I might not have a great experience, but I'm enough. I can do this, and I'm going to try, and I'm going to discover. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is let me know what is something you're working on right now that you need to just go try. You've got to stop sitting around thinking you know what's going to happen when you don't. Even if you've seen it happen in the past, it doesn't mean it's going to happen again. And so with that connectedness strength, you're leaning on the knowledge that it might go better and it might not. And so what you get to do then with your connectedness strength is try. And then when you try, you ask yourself, how was that a positive? How did that benefit me? What's the lesson I took away from that? And how can I apply that lesson to the next thing? And then that's how you build confidence. How you build relationships with it is you connect, you reach out to people. By the way, connectedness doesn't mean you connect with people. That's not what it means. Connectedness simply means that you try things and you're willing to accept that no matter what, you're either going to do something right or you're going to do something wrong. But you reach out with the best intentions to connect with someone, best intentions to connect with somebody. So you, with connectedness and relationships, you check in with people. So what I want you to do is think of someone you know right now and check in with someone, not knowing that maybe things are going really well for them. Maybe things are not going well for them, but you're going to reach out to them to find out. In fact, you probably watching this video right now and you have connectedness high and the name of a person popped into your head, or you heard a voice, their voice, or maybe, right, you saw a picture of their face. And so what connectedness is knowing that that experience, that what just happened there, happened for a reason. It happened for you. And what you get to do is now go try with that person and reach out to them and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. How you doing? What's been going on? And so when you do that with your connectedness strength, you're leaning on the fact that you don't know, but it's time to discover. Hi, Julie. Thanks for hanging out. So what you do is you get to check with your connectedness attempt, right? To see if there is something that is of value when a person's name or their face or their voice pops into your mind. Anytime that happens, and if you have connectedness high, it happens a lot, reach out to them because you have no idea why they came into your mind, but you're going to discover, and it's going to be something valuable for you and very likely for them too. So if you have connectedness in the top 10 and this resonates with you, let me know. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. How do we use connectedness to build a network marketing business or coaching business? Okay, so now remember, connectedness is about trying things and knowing that all things are happening for you. And so that means that with connectedness, you get to develop skills through experiences, right? Well, in network marketing and in coaching, you have to make your services available to people that may or may not be interested. So what you do with connectedness is you think about the things that you love, all right? When it comes to your network marketing business or your coaching business or both, what I want you to think about is who you once were. It was a problem that you once dealt with, a struggle you went through, maybe a goal you were pursuing. And who you are now is somebody who is further along in that journey. Maybe you're experiencing less pain. Maybe you're having a little bit more hope. Maybe you're even seeing some more results than you did back then. And what I want you to think about is that there are people in this world right now that could really use some advice or some thoughts based on your experiences. So what I want you to do now is think of, is there somebody, this is connectedness. I love doing this with people who have connectedness high. Is there somebody that you know that can benefit from your experiences, the products you sell, or this coaching that you offer that maybe you haven't talked to in a while? Maybe you once have offered them and they said no. Maybe you once offered them, they said yes, but they stopped using it, right? So I want you to think of a person that's popped in your head and realize, oh, that person just popped in your head for a reason. And what you get to do is follow up with that person. Follow up is one of the best ways to grow a network marketing or coaching business. And my favorite way to follow up with people is to think of them, think of something that might help them, like some information, and then I share it with them, right? So I'm like, hey, John, I was just thinking about you. And the last time we talked, you were dealing with this. I have something that I think will help. Do you have a second? I'll send it to you. That's it. And what happens is when you have connectedness high, you'll know that that interaction happened for you, not just, to grow your business. It actually helped you. It's going to benefit you, not just in your business, but in your health and your relationships. And so John is going to get back to you, me or you, and say, yeah, I am interested. Cool. Let me send it to you. Real quick before I do, how are you doing with that thing? How is it going? Is there something else that I can do besides send this to you that could be of sort? Is there a way I can pray for you? This is another way to use connectedness. So when you're doing this with your network marketing and your coaching business, you're going to find a lot of joy in discovering why the names of these people pop into your head. You're going to find a lot of joy in the follow-up, which is the additional giving of more value. You're going to find a lot more joy in that. When you find more joy in reaching out to people and following up with people, your network marketing business and your coaching business grows. Period. So let me share this with you. Let me ask you this. If you understood your strengths at a high level and were practicing them consistently with very little to no hesitation, what kind of difference would that make for you? What kind of difference would that make for the people around you if you got yourself into that place every single day? How fast would your business grow? Right now, I'm seeing a lot of this, people messaging me saying, Eddie, I'm in a challenge right now and I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm feeling like I need to be something that I'm not. These are general responses. And so I've actually created a system to help people understand their strengths and apply them on a consistent, regular basis. But I'm only going to share it with you if that's something that you want. So if you're watching this video and that's something you want, what I want you to do is say, Eddie, I want to do things with my strengths. Help me with that. And I'll just share with you some information that'll help you do that. But you got to let me know in the comments and then I'll share that with you. Okay, we're going to move on now to the next piece. How do we use connectedness to build, to be consistent and organized? So with connectedness, understand that connectedness is an energy strength. It's an energetic strength. It's a vibe strength. It's a feeling strength. It's not a practical sit down, click, click, do kind of strength. So because it's an energetic strength, it's about your vibe. Do you feel like you're enough? Do you feel like you have all the time you need? Do you feel like you have all the people that are available to you want to work with you or connect with you? Do you feel like you're around the right people? Do you feel like you've got great circumstances? Do you feel like you have great tools? And the reason I'm using the word feel, because connectedness is an energetic strength. And if you're not feeling that way, if you're feeling off about those things, then the way that you build consistent action with connectedness is get into that energy as soon as you can. First thing in the morning. And my favorite way to do this is like through meditation, prayer. Like for me, I have conversations with God. I don't have connectedness as a strength, but I do understand this energetic practice. I get up in the mornings hours before anybody else in my family. I get up in the morning hours before anyone else in my family because I cannot trust my family with my energy. I'm sorry, family. I love you all, but I can't. I can't trust my kids with my energy. I can't trust my wife with my energy. I can't trust anybody with my energy. So I got to get up hours before anybody else does and get my energy in the right place. So I pray, I read scripture, I meditate, I listen to good music. I listen to, there's great audios on YouTube that'll help you to meditate even faster. And so for me, I want to get into that spirit and mindset of abundance, to believe I can, even when things are stacked against me. And if you don't know how to get your energy in the right place, my friends, this is one of the things you got to know. You got to know, do you have a lot of these energetic strengths like connectedness in your top 10? And if you do, you got to get your energy right. And I'll happily share with you. Again, let me know in the comments, Eddie, help me get my energy right. I'll message you some information that'll help you. Okay, so with connectedness, you've got to get into that spirit of abundance, knowing that all things that are going to happen today are going to happen for you, and you look forward to it. You look forward to all the good and the bad because it's all happening for you. That's how you get into consistent action with connectedness, is you consistently focus on how it's all happening for you. So let's talk about the worst way to use connectedness as a strength. The worst way, okay, friends, the absolute worst way to use connectedness as a strength actually begins the minute you have a desire to do something. You see, if you have a desire to do something, then if you take on the belief for even a moment that who you are is not enough for that, you have failed to use your connectedness strength. Let me say it again. If you have a desire to do something and you believe even for a moment that you are not enough, you have failed to use your connectedness strength. You have failed to use it because you have chosen to believe that the desire to do something didn't have meaning. You chose to believe that your desire to do something meant something else. It meant that you were not the right person. So you have to use connectedness in a way that knows that all things are happening for a reason, especially when you have a desire to do something. You are enough. You can do that. And using connectedness in this way is a flow. So I'm going to wrap up here and go, if you have connectedness low, this is not your best way to do things. Chances are you have strengths like discipline or achiever very high. And in which case you want to use things like that. But if you've got connectedness high and you're using it this way, I promise you not just results, but joy. Have an awesome day. We'll see you.